Yo, Big Kish back up in here, man. What's the Dirt just got destroyed by the deleted channel. That's right, the villain, bro. Y'all know the guy that narrates with the video games playing. We gonna go over this because, mind you, I did not see What's the Dirt full breakdown of the Family Matters. I just gave him his flowers for putting in the hard work, and then I seen the little racism here and there, and I just got off of it. I was like, yo, that's enough reacting to it. Cause he been a maybe mad. Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. Deleted, just obliterated What's the Dirt, bro. We about to get into it. Y'all know I don't like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
I do want to say this isn't about Kendrick versus Drake. This is about a well-meaning white person who's really into hip-hop that tried to join the discussion.
Remember, I'm not going to be pausing this. Remember, I will leave a link in the description. Listen, when he played the video games and stuff like that, you ain't got to pay that no attention. Don't worry about all that. Listen to what he got to say. Listen, check it out. I'm not going to be pausing it. Listen.
But accidentally said some things that was racially insensitive and also stated far-reach theories with stereotypical logic. This showed he didn't really understand the culture as well as he thought he did. And it also showed the disconnect that most, not all, but most white people still have when it comes to Black Americans and our culture, and is why they shouldn't speak so loudly on topics that could be taken out of context. One of the first things that come to mind is something that took me back in disbelief when he called Kendrick a milkman and Uncle Ruckus.
Now, Tiger in particular is a well-documented milkman who, like Kendrick, has a past of infidelity. I mean, Kendrick might just be a milkman, right? A closeted milkman.
And after that, it's over. You wake up and you don't even know what you done.
This when I was reacting to it. This why I shut it off at. But deleted, he done went in. Shout out to the villain, man.
Done.
I missed the show. I wish they bring it back.
What kind of prejudice shit is that to call someone a derogatory name just because he dates another race? And to call him an Uncle Ruckus, which doesn't make sense at all. And Uncle Ruckus doesn't represent Black people who are conscious and dates different ethnicities. Uncle Ruckus represents brown nosers and the tokens who sides with ignorant comments from white propaganda. And what you're doing right now, feeding the tokens and the Uncle Toms. You see, I wouldn't have to break this down to a Black person. They know this without having to have the context. Watch an episode and we laugh because we know what they're talking about and who they're making fun of with that Uncle Ruckus character. This is what we mean when white people misinterpret a lot of our culture. And why does Dirt think Kendrick is racist? When did Kendrick ever say he wasn't attracted to other ethnicities? So many questions. Just because Kendrick is the voice of the people and is a conscious rapper, a proud Black man, doesn't mean he's against other races. Showing Black pride seems to be—
You know what that do to other nations? That expose what they are like throughout history. When you start speaking the truth of the people, it automatically exposes what the other nations has been doing year after year throughout history. Let's get it.
Be intimidating to people because they always think it's a way of shunning out others when we show self-love, and that isn't the case. We as Black people have learned to overcome disadvantages and discrimination by self-loving ourselves loud and proud. With people like James Brown and the Black Panther Party.
We don't hate nobody because of their color. We hate oppression.
It's deep rooted in our grandparents who were young when that James Brown song came out and when the Black Panthers were thriving. Most of our grandparents that lived then are still alive today. It's instilled into us. Just like the N-word with the hard R, Black people changed the entire meaning to it and successfully changed it by saying nigga instead. And that's one thing that white people seem to not understand. Kendrick never claimed to be against dating outside his race. That's Drake's confusing the people and changing the narrative. One of the villains states, because Drake's angle was to paint Kendrick as a colorist, and it had effect to an extent, and trying to say he is no different because his woman is mixed and his son is lighter like his mom. So let's talk about Whitney real quick. Black comes in all shades. It doesn't matter if you're mixed with black, you're still black. Your ass still checking that African American.
Watch how he cook. Watch how he cook and bring it back to full circle. Pay attention. Listen.
Box on a job application. When you're pulled over, they're telling their buddies they pulled over a black man or woman, no matter how mixed or light-skinned you are. If you look anything black with black ancestry and black lineage, you're black. And Whitney being from the hood and inner city and biracial, she's black. Drake's blackness being questioned by us isn't for white people to question at all. Don't get it twisted. I think I need to say that one more time. Drake's blackness being questioned by us is not for white people to question at all. Drake is black.
And it's not up for debate neither. Y'all heard what he said? Drake is black. They both, him and Whitney, both have black fathers. Now, watch him dig.
But he wasn't raised black. His dad wasn't in his life. He's seen his dad a few times, but they didn't have an established relationship.
This is my dad, and him and my uncle worked with Al Green, and he taught me everything. So, thank you, Dad. I don't get to see you that often, but, you know, my love is always with you.
Drake himself would often rap and vent about this. He was raised in Canada by a Jewish mother and grandmother and uncle, and went to an all-Jewish school.
First of all, I live in an all-Jewish area, so
where is that?
Forest Hill.
Okay.
I went to a predominantly Jewish school growing up. I definitely had a bar mitzvah in an Italian restaurant, mind you.
My lord.
Yeah.
A nice Italian restaurant?
A very nice Italian restaurant. The song of the night was Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way.
The persona Drake pretends to be and how he treats his other black peers as a community is why his blackness is even in question to begin with. The fake accents, the hood hopping, the shady deals, the cease and desist letters, the way he still styles and ride waves and does shady industry backstabbing shit. It's very parallel to what whites would do to black people back then in the music industry.
You ain't nothing but
You also
tell me that don't look like What's the Dirt. Tell me that don't look like him. Throughout history, bro, I'm telling you, man, that spirit don't leave. It don't matter your skin color. That spirit is here. Let me see what I could take out of this and capitalize off of it. Then got a nerve to talk about Kendrick Lamar. Then got a nerve to put Kendrick Lamar on a shirt talking about y'all buy my I'm heated. Urgh.
You also never see any footage of Drake praising his blackness, but you see countless videos of Drake praising his Jew side. He also never has an opinion or voice when black injustice is going on. And to point out lyrics about weave and fat asses,
Kendrick had to frame those lyrics like he had big plans of messing with thick queens with the weave looking on point, but in reality, he was gripping on a blonde ponytail and balls deep in skinny white ass.
That was funny. That was funny, but I'm still mad.
Very stereotypical and distasteful to say the least. Saying Drake is half black and his other side of the family uses it.
Because Drake is half black, the other side of his family uses it.
Again, stereotyping. How do you know his other side of the family says this? What makes you so sure? Irregardless whether his dad's side does say it or not, even if you had the proof of them saying it, Drake didn't even used to say the word correctly.
It was somebody that I was like, I used to see out and be like, yo, that's that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. Yo, that's that nigga. Yo,
Wow.
that's that nigga. Yo, that's that nigga.
Which completely
Whitney ain't have to do that. Whitney didn't have to practice like that. That's the difference, y'all. Whitney didn't have to practice. So all y'all talking about, yeah, Kendrick Lamar, he a hypocrite because Whitney's from the culture. She didn't have to practice crip walking in the living room. That came natural. That's where she's from. This is why What's the Dirt? Silly.
goes against Dirt's stereotype. Any black person knows by this clip alone that Drake is more white than black from his lack of awareness. When it came to the word with the hard R, this clip alone screams loud and clear that Drake truly wasn't raised around black people. And I seen a clip of What's the Dirt react to another YouTuber that goes by the name of The Company Man.
Shout out to The Company Man. I can't believe What's the Dirt did this, bro. Shout out to The Company Man. We watch him. You know what I'm saying? 296,000 subscribers. We watch him, man. Now look at What's the Dirt. Watch this. Watch what he pulled, man. This one got me mad.
Where this YouTuber does a my take on Dirt's latest video, and Dirt watches and says this.
My family growing up didn't use the N-word. I made a whole video on my channel. I didn't say the N-word for 20 years.
Bro, I could kind of tell.
He think he's slick. He think he's slick.
When he says he looks like he doesn't say nigga, which is just, man, I would for real like to throw hands after that. This dude is playing in our faces. And this is why we need to stop letting people like Dirt be tourists of the culture. They get very comfortable. It gets to their heads and overstay their welcome and start saying offensive shit. When he says that he doesn't assume all black families use the N-word, but completely contradicts himself when saying he could tell that the company doesn't say it.
He said this is a great example of me being lost because he assumed that I assumed that all black families use the N-word. And he's trying to peg that on me and put that on me. That is bullshit.
I didn't say the N-word for 20 years.
Bro, I could kind of tell.
See?
Hey, Dirt, that's not for a white person to determine. He goes into saying that Drake is 37 years old. And because of this, Drake says the N-word 37 times, which represents every year that he's...
I don't even think I covered this part. Everybody talking about this one, y'all. This dude made his own rabbit hole, bro. He made his own rabbit hole with Drake's song, bro.
He's black.
And what's also really clever here is that Drake is 37 years old, and he says the N-word 37 times on this track. And I believe his reasons for doing this is he's basically saying the word for every year that he's been alive to symbolize that he was indeed born black.
Boy, if you don't get...
This was one of the craziest takes I've ever heard. And I don't mind reaching at all. I reach. If you notice, I wanted to stay on the true issue of the video, which is why I'm not including his other far takes, because even though it pissed people off and didn't make sense and he favored Drake in many ways that were clearly biased and not factual, it's still his outlook and his opinion. If he wants to far stretch and pull shit out of his ass, that's on him, and he has the right to do so, but not about black culture. That's where I draw the line and why I'm responding in this video. For one, black people don't pay attention to how many times someone says nigga unless it's a person who shouldn't be saying it. And that's not including Drake. See, we make fun of Drake like a SIG or a roast session back in high school. We take jabs at how he's a bit whitewashed, but we would never feel completely away about him saying nigga. We wouldn't count how many...
I think I counted it. I think I did count it. Because I think I did count it. But still, so what?
Times Drake says nigga, like what the fuck? But as soon as we hear the word once from a different race, then that's another story. For two, you're trying to break down Drake's bars as if they're Kendrick's. Drake has never made music with hidden clues or that in depth. Again, very surface level bars. And that's not to discredit Drake. Drake has made great music in the past. Let's not take away from his artistry. However, you're literally looking way too deep than Drake ever would intend to go. And what made you count the word nigga in the first place, bro? What is wrong with you? It's not shocking though, because it's clearly a white take. It's bland as hell and unseasoned as fuck. And then there's the colorism, miseducated statements about Adonis being light-skinned and Kendrick's son being lighter than Kendrick. Saying Kendrick might be embarrassed to be seen with his son because he's lighter than Kendrick that's just a white prejudice thing you could say.
Right. Although Kendrick's child isn't anywhere near to as light as Drake's, Drake leverages this to subtly accuse Kendrick of hypocrisy. This is Kendrick's reality, right? He does have mixed children, and he does seem to prefer lighter complected women. Kendrick really wants to be with white chicks, right? That's truly what he wants. But because he's Kendrick Lamar, he has to hide it. he's embarrassed to be seen.
Black people come in all shades.
Right.
There's albino, brown, light brown, dark brown. We are literally all the shades of the world.
Right.
Drake is self-projecting because
Hey, the villain, man, you cooking. I'm happy you put that in there. I'm happy you put that in there because light comes from the dark. If you looking at it spiritual or you looking at skin color, light comes from the dark. Genesis 25:25. That's where the light come from. That's where the light skinned people come from. Let's go.
Because for the longest, he didn't want people to see his child because he didn't think it was his. And it was speculated that he wasn't certain it was his child because of how white Adonis appeared. Now that's just speculation, but it's not so far of a reach when Drake battles with being accepted in the black community. So at this point, this is just preference versus programming. I mean, there was a lot of takes that was misinformed and misinterpreted. Saying Kendrick is doing songs with white artists as if he isn't supposed to or is not supposed to, that's a weird take. And siding with Drake about YG and CB being actual blood members.
Drake then makes a reference to Chris Brown, and many might think this is a gimmick, but Chris really is a full-on Fruittown Pyru because Chris Brown is an R&B singer from Virginia, but unlike Kendrick, a Compton native who was only an affiliate, Chris is a full-on gang member.
Industry blood members at that, which, by the way, caused Drake issues from that statement alone. To know gang politics and the gang-banging culture, you know you can't name-drop people. For one, that's dry snitching. And for two, other rival gangs will check your ass. Some rival gangs will take that as disrespect. Like, oh, is that who you roll with? You claiming a side? What's up? And also, Kendrick being from Compton, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that he has acquaintances with people that bang. And that line that Drake said could come off disrespectful to them. Like, oh, you think we won't do anything about it? Like, oh, you questioning us. You think we won't do anything about it. You think he don't have real hitters around here. I mean, that whole Ken and Friends was a statement. Flamed up, all red. People didn't look familiar to me nor you. But believe me, they did to the LA streets with well-known gang members on stage showing their allegiance to Kendrick. That was a threat and a warning to Drake. Why do you think he sold all his houses? Why do you think he moved to Houston next to mob ties?
I'm telling you, them dudes in California, man, they don't play about that stuff is like family to them, bruh. That stuff is deeply rooted, man. I'm telling you, bro. That's why he sold them houses. He know them, I'm telling you. One of the dangerous ones out there is the Hoovers. Them dudes will come up in the Hollywood Hills and get you. They don't play. They do not play out there. I done heard some stuff now.
And then there's this video that What's the Dirt would edit to lean more on Drake's favor and lies.
Indeed responsible for this incident.
Because like half of her face was like blown out pretty much. She was with a certain rapper who had assaulted her. His first name was Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar? Yeah. There was cops there, and we didn't find out it was Kendrick until later.
And it's at this point where the Who
Well, tell her to lay off the pork.
Kid drop from Drake from push-ups starts to get a little more interesting.
This Twitter user calls him out. You spent months on this, and you edited the security interview for Drake's narrative. You said the dates lined up with the security guard, which it doesn't. The guy next to her said it was a UFC fight night, not boxing. She agreed. UFC 173 happened that weekend in Vegas. So if you're sticking with her story, you should stay on that weekend. Hashtag culture vulture. And then there's this clip about this fellow YouTuber.
Told y'all, bro. Hey, delete it. The villain, he's cooking. Pay attention. He's cooking, y'all.
Company man having no motion.
But I'm not putting it up on YouTube because I'd only be doing them a favor. Like, a lot of these guys don't have a lot of motion.
What? Why you think you got motion? It's because of his people subscribe to you, bruh. Why you think you got motion in the first place? You wouldn't even be using the term motion if it would, man, come on, bro. What are you talking about? This what they do. They take and then say, no, I don't want you to be, nah. What? We put you up here. That's why, this is why I would never on the people, bro. I can't. I ain't do these 20K subscribers myself. And I know that. That's why I show my appreciation. I get that bread out. Look, this our money right here, y'all. This ours. You know what I'm saying? This is our thing. Bro, he would never do that, bro. How you go, man? Yo, I'm telling you. Yo, this made me mad right here. This was one of the reasons why I wanted to react to this in the first place. He made...
That's like, they just don't, right? So I would be helping them.
Well, he has motion today, if anything. Just like you use Drake and Kendrick's moment to shine like any other YouTuber will do, including myself, because it's a viral topic.
It's a viral topic.
Actually trying to say here, you know how YouTube works. You're trending, so everyone is going to either react and give you your flowers, or they're going to react and tell you what you probably don't want to hear. Irregardless.
And I still gave What's the Dirt his flowers on the hard work that he put in. Now, this narrative he pushing, nah, buddy.
What does motion have to do with this? Because he does have motion. Because he's actually doing numbers right now. He's getting the views. Like,
bro, the company man said is people been watching him since they was in high school, bro. The company, what you mean the company man ain't got no motion, man? What is you talking about? You better respect your elders.
It's so funny and awkward as hell when the uncultured white people don't even understand the phrases they're using when they use it. It's just, it's hilarious. I mean, from the offensive tweets that he kept tweeting, the dude is like Carlton from Fresh Prince, and you're trying to frame this as me being racist. Come the fuck on now.
Oh! So he's saying we don't have the ability to speak proper. We ain't got no business speaking proper. Or we'll be like Carlton from the Fresh Prince. That's what he's saying. Wow. Wow. Because the company man, he speak proper. He speak eloquent. He know how to relay himself. He know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's the dirt, man? Yo, bro. Man, listen, man. Bro, he going on the people, man. I'm telling you. Don't sit up there and be like you mad with What's the Dirt. And soon as he dropped the Meet the Grams, you like, oh, I love him again. Nah, we gonna keep that same energy. I don't care what he dropped. We gonna keep that same energy.
Because you're looking at a man who speak with some sense and higher education, you want to compare him to Carlton. And if that's not racist, I don't know what is, bro. And then he goes and says this. I swear, baby, I only fucked those white chicks because I'm racist. I did it from my ancestors. It was all for the culture. Don't you understand? I did this for us. Laugh out loud. Like, come on, man. I talk about this in the breakdown because it really supports Drake's Black Messiah line. What? That's what you got from Drake's Black Messiah line? And that's why we question Drake's blackness. I'm just gonna put that out there, because if you guys are both thinking that way, I mean, a statement like that for a white dude to go on YouTube and be basically the culture.
Look who he got up on his wall. I'm telling you, man. He's faking. Nah, man. Nah. Nah, bro.
Vulture of YouTube hip hop. It's beyond me, because you're showing your whole ass right now, dude. Like, you really are. I don't care how talented you are, how you put words together and brainstorm and put all these cool fancy edits in your videos. We
don't care about your fancy edits, man.
On your whole ass right now, and you're looking like a culture vulture. You're looking like a colonizer, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you with that. I just don't get it. Like, we could keep going. If you go to his tweets, he has a shit ton stupid remarks like I just read, and very, very insensitive. I mean, it's leaning on the prejudice versus racist side of him, and it shows how he really.
Nah, man. Nah, I thought he just did that one little slip up. Nah, he's out here shit. Yeah, He's showing his whole ASS, like you said, deleted. Shout out to the villain. Y'all go subscribe and y'all go watch it uninterrupted too. I know he was asking for 2,000 likes. He got 4.4. Get him to 10,000 likes. You know what I mean? Deleted still at 19K subscribers. Y'all go ahead and get him that dub. Go and get him that 30,000, 50,000 subscribers, man. He deserve it. Putting all this edit together. Yeah, shout out to Deleted, the villain. You know what I mean? Big Kish signing out. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping or not. You know what I mean? I'm gone. Yeah, ain't no love gonna be lost if I'm tripping. I still love y'all.